Hello, I'm Amanda. I really appreciate everyone's feedback on the videos that we've been doing, and I thought I would address one specific question right now. We were talking about the comp plan and how to build your team. So for those who are just starting the business part of Young Living, I'll just go over a couple of definitions for you, just so that we're all on the same page in the terminology that I'm using. This comes from Young Living's website. Under member services, you can pull the compensation plan. Okay, there is a definition page there for you that describes everything. First of all, we have the enroller, who is the person responsible for introducing a new member to Young Living. Okay, and the sponsor is the new member's direct upline. PV is personal volume. PV is something we refer to constantly. It is super, super important in all aspects of Young Living because it is how everything is paid. Whether you're earning free essential oils each month based on your PV volume, or whether you're receiving a commission check, everything is based off of that point value. Okay. OGV is your organizational group volume. So this is your entire organization. You and everyone that you see on your screen that is referred to as your downline. Okay. And you have personal group volume as well. Personal group volume comes into play at silver and above. That is always going to be 1,000 PV that's outside your qualifying legs. So once you hit the rank of silver, gold, platinum, diamond, crown diamond, and royal crown diamond, you need 1,000 PGV outside of your qualifying legs in order to maintain those ranks. Okay? And then you have your legs. All right, so your legs are what's important. And please don't take this as a negative. It's just terminology, and it's terms used to describe what this business is about. So this business is about building legs. So call it team if that makes you feel better. But to me, my team is my whole team. The legs are just individual sections of that team, okay? Of that overall team. So each leg is important in its own unique way. Each leg, for our team, we are building a family leg. So that leg is really just, it starts with my mother and it goes to me and then it goes to my sister, and then from there we have other family members that just keep coming straight on down. Okay, so I highly encourage, if you have a close family, keep those family members together. If your family's not close, then you know, I have team members that are like, oh no, that side of the family doesn't talk to this side. Fine, separate them. But if you have a close family, keep those people together because they're going to work together. So maybe I should back up one step and say, does everybody understand that you have a number 1, you have a number 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are where those individual people are in your downline. So if you look on your downline viewer and I'm on your downline and my name pops up, it's going to say level what? 1, 2, 3, 4, wherever I fall. My mom looks on her downline viewer, she's going to see me as her level 1. Okay? She's going to see my sister as her level 2. All right? So when I open my downline viewer, I can't see from mom's level. I can only see from mine, okay? And that's because we don't need to compare ourselves with each other. We don't need to be in competition with each other. None of that matters. What she's building, what we're helping her to build, right, Mom? What we're building, that does not affect us. So anything outside of us doesn't show up in my downline, okay? So I have my number 1s, my sister has her number 1s. We each have those teams that we're working on and we're building with. When you look at the structure of Young Living's business, even if you go all the way to Royal Crown Diamond, you only need 6 qualifying legs. So I would encourage you to find and create 6 groups, whether they're your friends group, your family group, maybe a coworker group. I'm just giving some examples. Look at your life and what you have going on. Maybe you have a church group. And maybe you have multiple church groups. So you could have individual church groups that have people that work together. So look at the people that work well together and you want to keep them together, okay? So like I said, 6 legs is the maximum you're required to have all the way to Royal Crown Diamond. So build out 6 legs. Name them. Know who they're going to be. Get those 6 number 1 people in place, okay? And then I'm going to say make it 7, because if your goal happens to be Crown Diamond or Royal Crown Diamond, then having that extra 7th leg out there to cover that 1,000 PGV that I mentioned before would just be helpful in maintaining that throughout your growth. Okay. So when you log into Young Living's virtual office, you can go, it typically will take you directly to your dashboard. The next level on your dashboard is the rank summary, I believe it's called. And this shows you where your ranking is. And every month it resets to 0. We all start over together as distributors. And from there, as people place their orders, as you place your order, you will watch your ranking increase throughout the month. So to become a star, you need to have 500 in OGV, and that includes the 100 PV order that you're required to purchase in order to receive a commission, as well as all of the volume underneath you. I would like to point out that 100 PV purchase is required no matter if you are a star or a Royal Crown Diamond. As you advance through the company, they're not asking you to spend more. The minimum required to receive your commission check is 100 PV, no matter where you fall in the spectrum of the organization, okay? So go ahead, set up your ER order, make sure you have your PV assistant set for a minimum of 100 PV. Now mine is set at 300 because I don't want to miss out on a single freebie. But where you set yours is your personal preference, okay? Then we go from star to senior star. Senior star is 2,000 PV. I'm sorry, OGV. And that is your organizational group volume, which includes the amount of money you spent as well as all of the people underneath you. So if you're like me and you're spending 300 a month, that's just, 1,800 that, or 17, excuse me. Math skills suck. So that's just 1,700 more that has to be in your downline, right? In order for you to maintain that senior star. Sorry about that. And then from there is when it starts to get tricky, right? So now we're going on to executive. Executive is where you need those legs, and when those legs start to become valuable to you. So you have your level 1s that you've got in place. And then from there, you may need to start building underneath those people, and you want to keep those like people together because they're going to work well with one another, okay? So let's just say you have a church leg and you have a friend's leg, and those legs are building and they're growing. Those legs they're called cross line. They don't cross over, right? Anything that builds underneath your church group will not benefit in any way your other legs, right? So you want to keep the people who are going to work well together, because then they can actually grow their team as a group, and it makes that growth possible, it makes that growth easier, and it makes it a whole lot more fun for them while they're growing, okay? So when you're hitting the rank of executive, you need now 4,000 in total group volume, but those 2 legs are now very valuable to you. You want to have both of those legs at a minimum of 1,000 apiece in order to maintain executive, okay? So, and then when you're growing from executive into silver, that's when that PGV comes into play. So now you're at 10,000 in total volume. You have 2 legs still that you need to be at 4,000 apiece with that 1,000 PGV. So you're spending your 100. You've got 10,000 in overall group volume. But if one of those 2 legs doesn't qualify or doesn't hit 4,000, you did not maintain your silver, okay? Then that 1,000 PGV, which is outside of those qualifying legs, just 1,000 more of orders that have been placed, that is also what it takes to maintain that silver. Gold, once you are up to the gold level, you're needing to maintain 35,000 in sales a month, and you now need 3 legs that are at 6,000 apiece with that 1,000 of the personal group volume. Platinum is 100,000 with 4 legs at 8,000 each, 1,000 personal group volume. And diamond, 250,000 in total volume with 5 legs that are 15,000 each. Again, 1,000 PGV as well. And at Crown Diamond and Royal Crown Diamond, you need 6 legs at that point, and then the volume is just astronomical, and so I'm not even going there. I think most everyone on the team is shooting for diamond in some form or fashion, so I think that's a wonderful goal to be shooting for, and it's certainly obtainable. And when you look at the numbers on the income disclosure, the printout I have is from 2016. I think you can see that there. This kind of gives you a general guideline, and I think it's important to note that 94% of the company just stays at distributor. They just purchase and use the products, and that there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. So when you're getting frustrated that you're struggling to get someone to host a class or to share with a friend, remember 94% of the company isn't going to do that. So it's okay. You're just going to have to know that some people, it's just not their cup of tea, and that's all right. Also, for some people, making income is frightening to them. I have been absolutely surprised at how many people are concerned, whether it's their Social Security check or disability check or whatever it is that they're on, that they don't want to have to file taxes or what have you. So hey, if that's their concern and they want to share with somebody, then they have to make those decisions on whether or not they want to have you just put them in a different position rather than underneath them. But that's a conversation that you need to have individually with each one of those each one of those people, because that's a personal decision on how they want to handle that business. And I have a friend that if she made any extra money, she could lose her housing. So she absolutely does not want to have anyone placed underneath her, and I can totally respect that, and we can work that out. But that's a conversation that she and I had to have together, right? Okay. Star. So if you have achieved the rank of star, you are among the top 3.5% of the company. So great job. If you have achieved the rank of senior star, you are in the top 1.3% of the company. So again, awesome job. And for those of you who have already reached executive, you are in the top 0.6% of the company. I think these numbers are astounding, really. For silver, you're in the top 0.2%, gold 0.1%, and everything above gold, platinum, diamond, Crown Diamond and Royal Crown Diamond, you are in the top 0.1% of the company. So if you, whatever rank you're at, I have to say, just the fact that you're here doing it, it's huge. It's huge. Most people don't have the motivation or the confidence or they just aren't doing what you're doing. So you are just be grateful for where you are, wherever that is, and keep plugging away, because you don't have much competition. You have no competition. We can do this, right? We're out here and we're doing it together. So just keep going. The compensation plan is laid out really clearly. I know that was one of the questions. They have these wonderful little graphics here that kind of spread out the compensation plan. I find the easiest way to figure out how I'm getting paid is to just look at your check as it comes in. The fast start bonus is one of the ways that you're going to make the majority of the money. That's personally enrolling someone and getting that bonus of the $25 and also earning 25% on that first 3 months. That's a terrific little bonus to kind of help get you started. Also, anyone that you have personally enrolled, and as they enroll people, you're receiving 10% of what they're earning as well. So that does help boost your checks. I personally am on the low end of silver because I don't have a lot of my personally enrolling people. So that just keeps me on the low scale of the averages, right? Which is totally fine because it doesn't matter. You just got to keep building. Let's see here. On your summary of how you're paid, you do get 8% of your number ones. So don't be afraid because of making that second level, adding those, your next group of people after you've got your 7 lines established, adding them in as your number 2s, because you're making 5% on your number 2s, okay? So it's not that much of a difference. And then your level 3 through 5, you're making 4%. So I would not build in any deeper than level 3 unless it's just absolutely necessary. Sometimes it is necessary. Sometimes it's extremely necessary just because of the relationship in your downline, and then that makes it okay. But just as a rule, focus on building under your number 1s first, and then your number 2s, and then maybe your number 3s, because you got to get that going until you find that person who has the vision and who has the drive and who has the goals. Because if someone doesn't see the opportunity, they can't take it. So, and for some reason, it seems really hard to show someone who has their mind closed isn't going to see what you see as being the opportunity before them. They have to come to it in their own time. So let them come to it as in their own time frame, and all of that will work out better for all of us. Okay, I hope I have answered these questions very well. Just keep those groups together. When you are building those legs, think about how these people interact. Think about how do they live in the same area. I have got a downline that's just really, they live in the same area. They don't necessarily know each other. They don't necessarily interact with each other. But that way, when I'm in that area, I can work with them as a team. And so no matter what's going on and how we're building, they're all benefiting one another, right? Then I have other lines that, of course, my family line. I have a friend's line. Everyone knows I'm a hot air balloon pilot. I have a balloon line. I actually have 2 of them because they're from different parts of the country. So those people that are interacting together and they work together well already, go ahead and absolutely keep them together. Maybe your co-workers. They're gonna be friends as long as they're working together, but they all do know each other and they can build together as a group. And especially those of you who have church groups, I would say definitely keep those groups together because they are working together in whatever form or fashion. Also the same thing with your sports groups. They're going to be together as long as those kids happen to be in those sports. So you want to keep those groups together as well. So please feel free to comment, ask questions, let me know if I made it clear as mud or maybe I helped in some way. I certainly hope so. Thanks so much for your time and attention. I'll talk to you soon.